confirm that I'm coming through loud and clear, please?
5 by 5.
Perfect.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Thursday's Promote Your Post show with me, Freedom Exists, and tonight my assistant host. I am delighted to say I'm joined by again Snecky. So it's good to have you with me, Snecky. Snecky, can you just say hello? Are you there?
Hello, are you there?
Perfect. I like your wit there. Very good, very good. Make sure you continue. How are you, Snecky?
I'm doing slithering fine, to be honest. It's good to be back. So thank you for having me again. And how are you?
I'm doing very well. Are you all coffeed up now?
Oh, yes, I am.
Excellent. Good stuff. Good to have you with us again. And ladies and gentlemen, we've also got an exclusive tonight because, as you all know, Scuzzy, who's a great contributor to this show, but never presents a post, never ever presents a post. Although last week, who was it? It was that Sweeney guy decided to present one on Scuzzy's behalf, and he did a great job. But Scuzzy himself will never talk to us, and it's a mystery. I don't understand. But we've got an exclusive because tonight we will finally hear his voice. Yes, we are going to finally hear the voice behind the name. So I'm getting quite excited about that. In fact, I'm getting very excited. So I want you all to give him some lots and lots of encouragement because he's going to need it, because he's going to be saying one word. That's it. That's all we're getting, apparently. He's just going to say one word, and that is it. But hey, you know, it's a start. It's a start. So we're going to build him up slowly. Maybe next week he'll say 2 words. Maybe the week after we'll get him to a full sentence. But tonight we will finally hear his voice. He's not presenting a post. He's just going to say one word. I can't wait for this word. I really am looking forward to it. But anyway, we'll come on to that a little later on. And don't forget that we are also simultaneously live streaming on YouTube. So I'm just letting you guys know that there is a YouTube broadcast as well. And if you do want to check it out, SteemPowerPics might put the link up. There it is. But don't go leaving us. We want you to stay here. The whole point of the YouTube link really is to try and bring people from YouTube to us. So, but there it is anyway. And there'll be a recording of this show put up there as a permanent record after the show, if you want to hear my voice again and hear what we will get up to. But anyway, so there we go. That's really it. So I'm just going to quickly run through the rules. Firstly, please make sure if you present at the beginning of the show that you do stay on to the end of the show to give out votes. That's what this whole show is about. It's about sharing appreciation. It's about kind of give people a platform for exposure. So it's only fair if you do get votes, you stay on and give out votes to other people. Secondly, if you do present a post, make sure you DM me your BitShares username before you leave the show. Otherwise, I'm WellShares. And that's what I'm giving out tonight for all presenters is WellShares. There's no point coming to me tomorrow because the allocation will have been given out. So please make sure, very important, you DM me your BitShares username before you leave the show. I'll ask you for it later on in the show. And thirdly, the third rule is, yes, please make sure that you keep chat to discussions about posts that are being presented at the time or related stuff, because it's only fair we respect people who are presenting the posts. This isn't a general chat. And there is one more thing I want to say. Just let you know, there is I think it's an 8 BeyondBit upvote going on all posts that are presented tonight. That's currently worth around $3. So that's courtesy of a great man called SteemPowerPics. So please say hello, give him a wave there. He does a great job, and he's also giving you a $3 upvote on your posts this evening. So that's a nice boost there. And I think that covers everything. I've done it in 4 minutes, so that's not too bad, actually. That's not too bad. So I'm going to begin with the post that I'd like you to appreciate and show some love to, and there it is. It's my post about this show. So show it some appreciation, and maybe I'll show your post some appreciation. Oh dear, it's all about reciprocation, you see. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to move on. I'm going to begin the show, and tonight I'm going to start with Maru. Maru, are you there? Maru, are you there? She's typing. Hello, Maru, we can see your text. Can you get on the mic? Wait. Right, this is interesting because what I was going to do, I was actually going to use 20 seconds So everybody could just shout something and test their mic, except Scuzzy, of course, just to see if their mics work. And do you know what? I'm going to do that now. I'm going to introduce that. I'm going to allow 20 seconds. I'd like everybody, please, to test their mic, because it's best if you know now that your mic isn't working, as opposed to when it comes to presenting, so we can avoid these situations. So the next 20 seconds, just a chorus of people saying hello, whatever they want to. Please test your mics now.
They want to.
Hello.
Testies.
Hello, everyone.
Testies.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, Canada. What up, people? Falsettos.
Working.
I don't know how many people heard me.
Steam it.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
Can anyone hear me?
I don't hear anything.
Test. Check. 1, 2. Testing 1, 2.
Testing my.
Okay, so that was interesting. I didn't hear you, Bushy. I heard lots of people, but I didn't hear you, Bushy. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Say something again.
Again?
Yeah, that'll do. We can hear you. I think that was most people. I didn't hear Larry by Larry. Larry by Larry, are you there? No, you see, she's just, don't know, she's not there. But okay, and I think Maru's just left. So that sorts that little issue out. So I think we've got most mics working, but for those of you that have identified a problem, please speak to someone who will help you. SteemPowerPics or Krista, although Krista's not here. I heard you, Idneth, I heard most people. So that was good. Louis for Chab is actually muting us at the moment, so I don't know why he's doing that, but unmute us, Louis. Be nice to hear you, and it'd be nice for you to hear us. Right, okay, I'm going to move on then. Maru has now gone, I believe. She hasn't come back. Actually, no, she's gone. All right, so I'm going to move on to Jack Johans Hemp. We haven't heard from him for a while. We haven't seen him for a while, that's why. Jack, are you there? Oh dear. Jack Johans Hemp, come on. Oh, you can't use the mic now? Well, why not? What do you mean you might be able to use it later? I need you to present now if you're going to present, Jack.
You're 0-2, Freedom.
Sorry, Bug?
You're 0-2.
I can't hear you.
Oh, you're 0-2.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack is just listening? Oh dear. All right, I'll try. Oh, it's good to see Louis for Chab has now unmuted us. Louis, shall we ask you? Louis, are you there? Do you want to present a post? Good. I can see you are. Have you got a post for us? Oh my Lord, this is appalling. Yes. Do you know what? That might get him a 2-show ban. You can't come to this show and carry on writing your post. This is not how it works. So we might have to reassess you. Okay, I'm going to try someone else then. I'm going to move on to £10 sterling. Never seen £10 sterling before. Don't know if he or she is there.
Yep, I'm here. What's up, bro?
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Interesting,
and how are you?
Interesting that I can hear either an American or a Canadian accent, but you're going with sterling. I like it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, to be honest with you, I just greatly appreciate the influence that it's had on my country. So, yep.
Okay, well, interesting. Anyway, give us your post. Yep, just drop it in the chat. There it is. Cool. Tell us about your post.
All right. So last year I went to this awesome event, and I just want other people to experience it. So I'm doing my best to promote it forthcoming. That way, people, if they want to visit, they could actually get a discounted ticket through me. And
okay, so EZoo, it's a big 10th anniversary, but what is Big Zoo?
So EZoo is essentially a annual dance music festival where they bring talent and acts from all over the world to essentially play for over 500,000 people. And like these events are thrown annually every single Labor Day weekend. So it's just a great time to enjoy the fruits of your labor and spend some time with some beautiful women surrounded by some awesome AV rigging. So yeah.
Sounds very good indeed. And it's held annually. It's been going 10 years. Have you been going every year?
Well, I would love to have the pleasure to do that, but no. I would have loved to experience the start. I'd feel like a true OG.
Yeah, I missed that. You feel like a what?
I said I would feel like a true OG. Somebody that had been original.
Original gangster.
Okay. This is not my territory, but it looks interesting. Tell us what sort of music you're into.
So, well, I'm a producer, dance music producer, and I own my own website as well. So I make drum and bass, trance, and dubwise. Also, I love to make metal music too, and I rap and I sing as well. So practically I, involve myself with people that are like-minded who are also musicians. So.
And in terms of how serious you are about your music, do you make a living out of it?
I would love to. That's the reason why I'm moving forward with STEEM. So, in fact, I have been paid for my work more than once on several occasions, but it's not a full-time income. I am a audiovisual technician by trade, certified as well. So that's how I make majority of my.
I can see where the production now comes in. Are you more producing than anything else?
Yes, currently with this project, £10 yes.
Okay, all right. So in terms of the £10, is this feeding into this EZoo 10th anniversary, is it?
Honestly, that's my mecca of a career path. It's honestly what I want to do. I want to be an A1 performer. So my dream is to make it to the main stage of that festival.
Oh, okay. All right. So you've set yourself an objective. I think that's realistic. How close are you to sort of, making that objective reality?
I'd say, honestly, if I were to make enough sales with that post, I could meet a major artist, and then that dream could quite possibly come true within the next 2 to 3 years. But it ultimately comes down to the artist meet and greet and how well I blend with the artist that I would be attempting to get on the label of. So, yeah. Well,
yeah. I mean, it's networking again, like with so many other industries. How long have you been on SteemIt?
I've been on SteemIt for about 3 months now. I've known about it since early 2017, late 2016.
Okay, and have you come across the SMA community? Are you in that already?
No, I don't understand what that is. Could you elaborate?
Oh yeah, it's a Discord group which is dedicated to people who are into music, producing music, or making music, or performing. I think you need to really get into that. There's the link. Scuzzy's put it up. Scuzzy or Savo will really help you there. You definitely need to sign up to that one.
Big ups.
So there's the link. Yeah, great post. Another. You sound like an ambitious artist, if that's the right word, or would you say you're more of a producer or an artist?
Both, definitely.
All right, okay. So you sound either way. You sound like you have ambition, and you in your mind you seem pretty clear where you want your destination is. And you sound like you've got a lot of energy. No reason why I don't think you can make your ambition a reality. But I think networking on SteemIt is a part of that process. The Steam Music Alliance, I'm sure, will really help you. So definitely join that community.
I'll definitely move forward with that. Thanks for the advice, and I'm going to move forward with networking and creating as much of a buzz on Steam as possible. Anyway, I look forward to sharing shares and upvoting with the rest of the people. So thank you.
Okay. Any comments or questions for £10?
Look forward to check out your music, man.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll definitely leave some sort of domain in the chat if you guys would want to stop by and check out my work. I've got quite the portfolio.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be down.
Awesome. Great stuff.
So this is basically like the Woodstock of dance music, basically.
Something like that. It's much more corporate and organized. So last time I went, there was sections practically divided off via tier, and they gave you a wristband that you would get in the mail, and that wristband would practically determine what your access points were and where you could go within the festival. So more so, I'd say it's more geared towards sales and entertainment, rather less than just having fun and doing a bunch of drugs and, you know, kicking it with some randoms for the next month and a half, because that's how long Woodstock would go on for. So
I believe there's a Netflix movie on called XOXO, which I believe is something similar to what you're describing.
yeah, just about.
Okay, awesome. There is a link there also for you, put up by Boy Robert. But thank you very much for sharing that one with us. Good to see you. Hopefully we'll see you back again soon. Right, I am now going to move on. I am going to ask... Oh, Maru is back, but have you sorted your mic out? Maru, are you there? Maru, are you there? It's 4-1, all right. Maru, are you just sort of languishing there? I mean, I don't know what you're doing, but I will call you one last time. Maru, are you there? Yeah, she's not server muted though, but she can hear us. She's muted the mic, but not the earphones. So who knows? Oh, you are there. Well, hello, wakey wakey. Are you presenting a post, Maru? Can you sort your mic out? You need to unmute yourself. You know, right click and just unmute. It should be just right click. It should be. Bye, Maru. Okay, Clive, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Hi, can you hear me? Hi, can you hear me?
Oh, Maru, you're there.
So
Clive,
sorry.
Clive, I'll come back to you in a moment. I do apologise, but let's just hear what Maru's got to say while she sorted it.
I'm so sorry for that. I was trying to set up my mic. I don't know why it was having so much problem.
Okay, not to worry. If you want to put the link up to your post, that would be great.
Yes, of course. I just put it on the chat. Thank you so much for giving me the time. Well, my post is called "The Man with No Memory." There, I explain the story of a man. His name was Henry, and he was on a surgery. He suffered from epilepsy for many years since he was very little, and he suffered from seizures, very bad seizures, while he was growing up. So he went to a doctor. His name was William Scoville, and he told him that the solution was to remove his hippocampus and both amygdalas of his brain. So that surgery, believe it or not, removed his memory. He wasn't able to perform new memories, like to form new memories in his brain. So he was only able to perceive information, but he wasn't able to retain that information. He was like that till his death, and it is the most studied mind in history, basically. He was studied by over 100 neuroscientists over time, and his brain, when he died, was scanned and photographed for further researches because, like I said, it was a very special case. It was the only one in history. That was the only time that happened. But it is pretty cool. I don't want to explain that much about the post because I would really like for you to take the time to read it. It is very interesting, and I hope it is very interesting. I hope you like it. So thank you so much. I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. I don't know why.
No worries, Maru. This is a fascinating post. A little bit, well, a little bit disturbing in some respects, but I think the intention was good. And it does say in your post, Maru, that this procedure, albeit extreme, it was actually partially successful. Is that right? In sorting out the epilepsy.
Yes, exactly. It was partially successful because the doctor was able to finally remove his seizures. He didn't have seizures anymore, but he did lost his memory. He wasn't able to retain information. He will forget anything in like 20 minutes. He was able to retain things if he kept repeating those things to himself, but after a few more minutes, he would just forget it completely. He would just forget it. It was very interesting.
That's gosh. I mean, I don't know how to feel. Mixed thoughts about that one, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, he's paid quite a price to sort his epilepsy out. To be honest, I don't know. I mean, what did he think about that? Did he remember he had epilepsy or not?
Yes, I actually read something. It's not on the post, but yes, he remembered he had epilepsy. He could remember only a few things about his past, but he could only remember things from 1953 and not beyond 1953. He couldn't remember anything else because 1953 was the year where he had the surgery. But he was actually very willing to do all the tests and exams people was always asking them for him to do. He was always willing for them to do it. He never denied anything. He was just willing to do it because he couldn't understand much of what was happening to him. He just wanted to.
But Maru, sorry, can I just ask? Can I ask? Did he understand post surgery that the price he paid for sorting out the epileptic attacks or fits was that he lost a big part of his memory? Did he understand that, and was he happy with that? I mean, not happy, but did he, you know, did he think it was worth it?
Well, like in the same place where I read about that he knew he had epilepsy, it said that people would try to explain to him what was he going through, but like I said, he couldn't remember anything. Like he will understand at the moment, but he couldn't understand long enough to remember it. You know, he will understand like for a few minutes of what's happening to him, but then he will just forget it. He will barely understand that he had a procedure where they took part of his brain, but he couldn't understand longer than that because he had no memory.
Gosh, what a sort of sad situation, really.
Yes, and he died 2008. Yes, he died 2008. He was at a nursery house, and they said he had a partially happy life. They tried to make him as much happy as they could, but yeah, he lived a normal life at a nursery home, a normal life for that type of person.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly, normal-ish. But what an interesting post, fascinating in many ways. Thank you very much for presenting that. Has anybody got any comments or questions for Maru?
I just wanted to say that Maru always brings like super high quality posts. Wow, like the Game of Thrones one and this one. Wow, congrats.
Doesn't she just? I know, absolutely. Fascinating, in-depth posts. So thank you for that, Maru. Any other comments or questions for Maru?
I would like to add something. I say it on the post, but Henry was also available to remember like motor skills. He was able to learn new things like motor skills, not facts and dates, but he was able to remember things he could do with his body. Like, for example, he learned how to...
Yeah, sorry, go on. Give us that example.
Yes, at the post, I said that the psychologist that was testing him did an exercise where she told him to draw a third star inside two other concentric stars. And of course, the first time he was horrible at doing it, but she asked him to keep doing it at other occasions, and he actually improved. He couldn't remember doing that before at any time, but he improved because it's like his muscles remembered.
Wow, fascinating. Really fascinating post. Thank you very much for that, Maru. Guys, get voting on it. Awesome post. And like Clive says, Maru always brings these really intriguing and fascinating posts. Thank you for that, Maru. Right, I am going to move on, go back to Clive. Clive, are you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you, Clive?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
Good stuff. What you got for us?
All right, guys. All right, there is the necessary evil, the dreaded email, right? So, you know, sometimes we do have to use it to address, you know,
Just to say, Clive, sorry to interrupt you. I really hope it's not a problem with Steam it again, but is this the right link?
Oh, okay, let me see if I... Hold on a second.
Okay, Scuzzy's put it up. We've got it.
There you go. Oh, thank you, Scuzzy. So, as I was saying, you know, sometimes we do have to face this, you know, annoying task of work. If you have a corporate job, or whether you're applying for college, or whatever is the occasion. Well, here I just wanted to break down a couple of tips, a couple of simple ways of just keeping your emails simple, concise, and well structured, and you know, a couple of pointers and tips to just basically do this in a more swift way, you know, in more concise way. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so I mean, it's the right context that you've given this post right at the start, because let's be honest, you know, instant messaging apps and other forms of instant communication are gaining momentum, and you know what, are being accepted as valid platforms of communication, even in a professional context. And more and more people and employers and businesses, etc., even government are adopting these communication methods. I don't think, you know, when I was at school and I remember writing English and writing up stuff, and I used to think, I can't wait till I leave school because I won't have to bother typing all this stuff up and I won't have to bother writing letters. Well, do you know what? Since leaving school, I've probably written much more because of and thanks to platforms like you know, Steam it. I think we're all actually writing more, you know. But this is this post predominantly focuses on email, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most.
Clive, you there? You're a bit quiet.
Okay, yeah. Can you hear me? Is it?
Yep. Go ahead.
All right. So yeah, it's focused mostly on email, and like I said, it's, you know, in some contexts, it's still, you know, for approaching a business for the first time, or you know, colleges, or those contexts. Still, I believe that still is, at least for a couple more years, it's going to be a little bit important. So yeah, it's mostly about that, about how you're supposed to structure your emails, and a very terrible pun in the middle. So.
I've already come across one at the beginning, but I'm moving on down now. It's nice though that you have the way you've laid out your post in terms of the advice that you're offering. It's easy to read, useful stuff in there, I would say. But what I want to know is, what is ESL?
English as a second language.
Ah, okay, like TEFL and stuff like that, yeah?
That's right.
Okay, awesome. And do you, in terms of your teaching, because I know you do a bit of teaching, would you show someone, one of your, somebody you were helping to educate, would you show them this post as a kind of learning resource?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I have a contract, like I have to go every Tuesday to a PNG headquarters, and I teach, you know, I coach them, and I have two groups. I have a, like, from scratch group, like from zero, beginners, and then I have an intermediate group, and I definitely share with them these STEEM posts for sure.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. It's great that they're doubling up as a kind of a resource for helping people learn English. I think that's fantastic. Okay, awesome. Any comments or questions for Clive?
One last thing, Freedom. The hard part is like you get a lot of eyes on it. You can get them to read it, to read the thing, but to sign up, that's a whole different story. To sign up for SteamIt, it's so hard to convince people.
Yeah, tell me about it. I know I didn't think it would be as difficult as it's turned out to be, but that's the situation. But I mean, through these posts and your English posts, Clive, are you getting more people to sign up to SteamIt?
I would like myself directly, because what I'm trying to do is like build some sort of personal brand in all social media platforms, and I try to get them to come to these SteamIt posts. I usually post for example, I have an Instagram account, and on my description, I post my SteamIt post, like, okay, today is a post about writing, or check out my video about X or Y, and I always tell them to come to SteamIt. But they come, they see it, they read it, but it's hard for them to sign up. I don't know what's going on.
Well, you need to work on your powers of persuasion, Clive. But I think this is a great post, and I think it's going to help people. A lot of people can compose a well-structured email. I think it's really good. So thank you for sharing it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. I'm going to move on to put the link up to Clive's post one more time. There it is, guys. Get voting on it. Okay, going to move on to Nick Troy. Nick Troy, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Hello.
Okay, so Nick Troy, we really can't hear you very well. Is there any way you can sort out your mic, because you're very robotic? Nick Troy, you need to sort your mic out because you sound robotic, I'm afraid. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I don't know if...
Okay, so just stay where you are. I can hear you now.
Okay.
So put your link up to your post. Nick Troy, are you going to be able to put the link up to your posts? No, I think we've kind of lost. Okay.
It's Nick Troy, not Nick Troy. Yeah, so that's the link.
No, it's Nig Troy, N-I-G, Nig Troy. But anyway, yeah, can you tell us about your post, if you can?
Yeah, thank you. This post is a song inspiration series. Short for song inspiration. I pick a song, and then the inspiration you get from it, I try to share it out with my the STEEMians. So today was "What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger" by Kelly Clarkson.
Okay, so you're taking that message, that central message from that, and you're trying to...
Yeah, I picked the central message I got from the song, and then I'll try to share it with people.
Okay, all right. So it's a nice positive message. And what have you personally taken from the song?
Yeah, what I'm thinking, what I'm thinking from the song is that, like, whatever happens to you, whatever hardship, whatever bad times you find yourself through, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's your end. It's you go through that so that you are prepared for the future. It's to make you stronger and life ahead. So whatever bad break you have, that's there's life ahead.
Yeah, well, you know, this is it. There's a lot of sense in that. We take a lot of knocks during our lives, and I think most of us will learn from them. And you know, we probably become stronger as a result of those knocks. And I think all of us go through that. In terms of you personally, then, Troy, what is it that resonates with you? I mean, what knocks have you taken in your life?
Well, recently I went through some personal problems. It was like I hadn't gone through that before. That was my first time, and it was really messy. It took me long to go over that, and then I just remembered the song, and then I was like, use it to motivate myself and try to get myself up there. Just try to get hold of myself again so that I can be active as I was.
Started that. So did you say you were in a relationship that got messy?
I didn't get to start it.
I can't hear you, Nick. Are you saying you wanted a relationship that got messy?
No, not like I wanted a relationship. I tried to start something, but it didn't turn out well, and then it was like a heartbreak, something. So it was my first time actually, and it was like really messy for me trying to get over everything and all that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I think we've all been through that. So you were a little bit heartbroken that this relationship that you really wanted, it just didn't happen, no?
Yeah, it just didn't happen.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Troy. But you know, I think loads of us have been through that. And it seems like you've moved on from that now. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm well over that.
Good. Well, that's good to hear. Okay, I'm going to open it up. Any comments or questions for Nick Troy?
Where are you from?
Sorry, what was that?
Where's Troy from?
Troy, where are you from?
I'm from Ghana, West Africa, Ghana.
Okay, that's cool. Like music can affect over there too, from like the.
Oh yeah, I just like music a lot, and I try to learn a lot from music. It's nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Yeah, bro. Remember that there's always plenty of fish in the sea. Okay, don't let one get you down.
Okay, thanks for the advice.
That is so true, though. It is so true. I know when you're going through something like you know, like that, you can't see it because you're so in the moment. But it is so true. Very wise words. So don't forget that.
Thank you very much.
Okay, nice post there. I'm going to put the link up one more time. I think that will resonate with a lot of people. But great post. Thank you for that, Nick Troy. Right, okay, I'm going to move on. You're very welcome. I am going to move on, and I'm going to ask Rico. Rico, are you there? Rico, you're flashing, but we can't hear you.
Flash responsibly.
Yes, always.
Is this 5051 now?
Do what? Rico, you're flashing away, but we can't hear you, dude. It's now 5-3. So thank you for that. Thank you so much. Anyway, you need to maybe refresh. Rico, we can't hear you. We can only see you flashing. So you can flash as much as you want, but it's not going to work. Maybe do a refresh there, dude, and I'll come back to you. So we'll come back to Rico in a moment. I'm going to move on. I am going to move on to Bushkill. Bushkill, are you there? Yes, and your mic works. Fantastic. Please put your post up. I do hear buzzes. I am, Crystal. I really am. The relief.
Okay, so first of all, I apologize for being away for so long. You know, you get away and the harder it is to come back. But anyway, this is the next one in my beekeeping series. It's a little more geared towards beekeepers this time, but that's where we're at. I wanted to, it's interesting, there's a beekeeper, well, he's actually a barber from Michigan that came up with this awesome method of rearing queens. I mean, previously I've talked about, you know, just taking the queen away and letting them raise an emergency one is not the best method. There's plenty of gadgets and stuff out there to help you raise queens and stuff, but the main method used is grafting, where you take the larvae with a tool and move it into a different cell cup and stuff like that. And it takes a lot of dexterity and a lot of, like anything else, the more you do it, the better you get at it. And you have to keep doing it to keep up that, you know, that skill, which doesn't really fit well with hobbyist beekeepers who only need a couple queens a year. So this gentleman, Mel Disselcohen in Michigan, actually going back through history, looked at some of what the great beekeepers of the past had found out about bees, and he discovered by simply using your hive tool, the metal bar, and breaking the cell cups from the bottom, you could actually raise really good queens. And obviously a novice can do that. So I walked through those steps. I won't take the time here tonight to do that, but basically this is, you know, more of a promotion of his efforts. I mean, I have no affiliation with him. I don't get anything from him. I'm just trying to pass on. Somebody finds something good and is willing to share, and I just wanted to pass that information on to other beekeepers as a good way to raise queens. And it also allows you to deal with varroa mites, which is one of the things that's really hurting our bees and killing a lot of our bees. And I've actually used his method, and you look down further in one of the pictures I have, you can see how it consolidates all the mites on the first brood that comes back, and they kill that larvae, but then they end up, because they're in the comb, they end up starving, and you kill a lot of mites in the process. So anyway, that's what I had tonight.
I'm so pleased you have come back with this, because it's interesting what you say in your post, because Mel Disselcohen, if I've pronounced that right, doesn't really offer you personally much from what you're saying, but you identify that for novices, this, you know, his approach to queen rearing is a sound one, yes?
Oh yeah, it's, you know, I would almost consider it revolutionary how simplistic his method is, but the great quality queens that you can raise from that versus doing what they call the walkaway split, which we talked about last time, where you just yank the queen and then they take and convert a larvae, but they have to float it out to the edge because queen cells are raised vertically versus horizontal. And doing that, they're giving them not as a nutritious food because it's watered down right in the critical time of the queen development. So yeah, it's you know, very simplistic, his methodology, but the background is so good. And you know, you can use it to, I didn't really talk about it, but in the bottom, I put some flow charts where you can use it for increase, you can use it for greater honey production. I mean, he lays it all out of how just with a simple methodology can do great things.
So what is it then? What is the key elements, or is it not just one element to his approach that makes his approach so profound and so successful?
The beekeepers in history had determined that when bees make natural comb and they draw the comb themselves, they would always make the queen cells on the edges of the comb. And in modern beekeeping, we keep the comb in wooden frames, so there's not a lot of sides for them to build it on. So what Mel determined was it wasn't actually the fact that it was on the edge; it was the fact that there was no, it was easy for them to tear away the bottom of the cell. So instead of having to brood, have it raised horizontally, they could raise it vertically like a queen. So by him using the hive tool and taking our combs and just, if you look at the top picture of his book cover, like the second picture down, well, the first on the right, you see him shoving his tool in, and he just pulls it down. The second picture, you can see where the bottom of the cells are all ripped out, and that allows them to take those larvae that are in those cells and raise them in a vertical configuration and make them into queen.
Wow. I mean, there's just so much stuff, to learn with or that you can learn with beekeeping, depending on the way you do it. But what's been fascinating is that there are different approaches. I mean, I never really sort of appreciated that, if I'm honest with you. But it's another great post, Bushy. I'm glad you've come back to your beekeeping posts and your bees. They're great. Okay, any comments or questions for Bushkill?
Always love hearing about all the beekeeping, man.
Is it true that there's quite a few species of bees that are endangered?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just bees, unfortunately. A lot of our insect population is in danger with the way agriculture works, and it's tough on all the wild bees. Honeybees are in the spotlight because we rely on them so much for our food sources. The way we do big monoculture crops, honeybees are the only pollinator that is communal and we can move around. A lot of your native pollinators are single dwellers, and they can't easily move them into thousands of miles of crops to pollinate. So the whole environment's suffering from a lot of our agricultural processes.
One last question: what is royal jelly?
Royal jelly is what they feed the larvae. It's sort of, you can consider it like mother's milk. I mean, the nurse bees actually secrete, they have a royal jelly gland where they secrete this highly nutritious substance, and it's white in color. It's a little thicker than milk, but that's what the larvae uses to develop. And worker bees, I don't want to get into too much detail, I've gone through this before, but worker bees is actually just a stunned, they're all female, they're just a stunned queen, where a queen gets fed royal jelly her whole gestation period, and worker bees get a less nutritious mix of royal jelly and pollen as they get older, which stunts their reproductive organs and their size.
Have you ever seen a hive turn against the queen?
Oh, yes. I mean, there's no royalty involved there, well, or a queen, but the worker bees actually control they control her, what she does, and when they're not happy with her, they're ruthless. They will kill her and raise another queen.
Right, okay, good stuff. Going to have to move on, but thank you very much for that, Bushy. Another great post there about the bees. Loving the bees. Always, as I say, since Bushkill has come to these shows, I've got this renewed respect for bees. I think they're fascinating, amazing creatures. So thank you for that, Bushkill. Right, I'm going to put the link up to his post one more time, guys. Get voting on it. Bushkill would appreciate that, I'm sure. Okay, thanks, Bushy. Going to move on, and then I'm going to hand over. So I'm going to call Kotrin. Kotrin, are you there?
Yes, I've been waiting for you to call me.
Oh, well, I'm glad you've been waiting. It's that kind of show. You kind of have to wait to be called. Did you know?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, well, I hope so. Anyway, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. See, enjoyed the co-hosting with you so much that decided to come and present one of my posts.
Woohoo! What have you got?
Before I do post it on here, I would like to tell SteemPowerPics that I want to opt out from the upvote that he is giving away, because I purchased some BeyondBits myself that I plan on using on my.
Oh, okay, all right. We will. SteemPowerPics, he's got that. He's there. He's confirmed.
Awesome.
Right, go ahead. What have you got? Butternut squash. Ooh.
So that's another recipe post that I made, because usually I only make food blog posts and not much of anything else, because I do enjoy to make food and I like to take pictures of things that I make, and I try to make them look pretty. Makes me feel good. So this post includes a recipe and my photos, and that's pretty much it.
You see, I'm someone who's just recently got into butternut squash. I think it's a great name for a vegetable, and I've seen it in the supermarkets for many years. Never tried it, but I do like it. I've never thought of making a soup out of it. How often do you make this?
Actually, it was my second time making this soup in particular and using butternut squash. It was also my second time. The first time I made it, it was last fall, and I went to this market, like produce market. They have this huge farmhouse here that's a little bit further away from where I live, and me and a friend of mine, we went there and we bought a lot of stuff, and she was getting some butternut squash, and I was like, oh, what are you getting this for? And she told me that she was going to make a soup, and I grabbed one, and I made the soup, and I thought it was good, and the other day we went grocery shopping, and I saw butternut squash, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to get one and make the soup again.
I think, I do apologise. Sorry, let me get rid of that. I do think butternut squashes are, they look a bit weird and the name is weird. But in fact, do you know anything about the history of the name of that vegetable?
No, to be honest, I have no knowledge about it, but I can tell you that in Russian it is the same word as pumpkin. So pumpkin and butternut squash would be the same name in Russian language. So
Okay, so for those who haven't tried butternut squash, just describe it. Would you say it tastes like pumpkin?
Yeah, it tastes like pumpkin, and maybe less sweet or than I think of dishes made of pumpkin. People usually put cinnamon in it, and I don't know what else, maybe some pumpkin spice. But I guess then you make a soup, you kind of make it savory and not a sweet dish.
Well, it looks nice and thick and creamy. I have to say, it does look very, very tempting. Is there garlic in it as well? I think there is, isn't there?
Yep, there's garlic in it and shallot. But other than that, there is nothing else that's in soup other than sour cream.
Very nice indeed. Is it healthy generally, other than the cream?
I would say it is healthy if you make stock from vegetables. I use chicken broth for this, and I guess it has chicken fat in it, so maybe it is less healthy than it would be if you use vegetable stock. But overall, I would say it's not a bad food choice.
Okay, you use chicken stock. That's interesting. But obviously, you can make it vegetarian by using vegetarian stock. Why did you choose chicken stock?
I like it.
Oh, all right then. Is there anything deeper than that, or just I like it?
Well, nothing really deeper than that. Usually, if I'm making a soup, I usually make the base. If it requires some sort of broth or stock, I usually use chicken, and not as much veggie because I don't buy like stock in the store. I make my own, and I don't feel like boiling veggies for hours. I would rather make it from chicken.
Oh dear, Catherine, you're fusing something that with meat it doesn't have to have any meat in it whatsoever, just because you like it. How selfish is that?
I mean, I'm making it for myself. Might as well make it the way I love it.
So what? It doesn't matter. You're still being very selfish for the food you make for yourself.
Oh well, we all have flaws.
We do. We need to work on our selfishness. But anyway, I think it looks delicious, by the way, even though it is used with chicken stock, which is absolutely fine. But you can use it with vegetable stock as well. So there it is. Delicious. Looks very nice. I would like to try that with chicken stock, But anyway, good stuff. Any comments or questions?
I just wanted to add something. I like this recipe. I haven't. I see a lot of things that I've never tried before. I like to do some squash soup, and I use coconut milk and culantro. I don't know how to say that in English. I'm sorry.
Cilantro.
Yes, exactly. So do some cilantro and coconut milk one of these days and try it out, and let me know if you like it too.
I will have to try it. Actually, I do have some coconut milk, and I was using it the other day to make chicken satay to marinate the meat, and I was considering using it, but I don't know what stopped me. I was thinking maybe I should put some coconut milk in it, and then I was like, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and put some sour cream instead.
Sour cream? Oh no!
She's not right in the head, Catherine. You see, this is the problem with her.
I like sour cream.
I just have coming from Eastern Europe, I'm used to this particular type of cuisine, and like here in the States, it is different mix of everything pretty much, and I just like use whatever I feel like using.
Fantastic.
Go ahead. Well, if you go ahead and click on the recipe, you will be able to see the list of ingredients you're going to be needing for the soup, and there is spices too. If you want to make it, just follow the recipe on the blog. Sure, I would be happy to hear what you.
Awesome. Well, there we go, Katrin. You've inspired someone. So feel pleased with yourself. Thank you very much for sharing that. Great post. Guys, get voting on it. Katrin would appreciate that. Okay, awesome. I'm going to now ask if Snecky would like to present a poster before handing the show over to her. Snecky, are you there?
No, I'm in hiding.
Oh, no. Well, you can't be in hiding now. It's your moment.
Really? Okay, well, in that case, here we go.
Oh, that's interesting artwork. Tell us about it.
My mom, she always sends me packages every now and then. Let's say every 2 months, she will send me a big box with goodies and snacks. I love the snacks as well. But this time she also sent me a starter kit.
Snacks or snakes?
Snacks, snackies. Well, it's so confusing, isn't it?
I'm not even sure what you're saying. Your mum sends you snackies, snakes or snacks?
Snacks. Chocolate.
Got it.
But this time she also put a starter kit for charcoal in it. And I always kind of stayed away from charcoal, feeling on my fingers and stuff. But with this new set, I was almost forced to try it out because, it's a gift from my mom. And I fell in love with it. And I started doodling with it because why not? I doodle with everything. So why not with charcoal?
Oh, wow. I'm looking at the box your mum sent you. Is that laden with charcoal?
Sorry?
Presentation box that you've opened up there and took a picture of. Is that charcoal filled with it? Is it filled with charcoal?
Yes, it holds charcoal pencils, but also pressed charcoal, which is very hard and harder to move around on the paper. And it holds natural charcoal sticks. They are thinner and you can almost use them like a pencil. And there is a special gum inside to erase it, and sanding paper. I have no idea why, but trying to discover it all.
Oh, wow. I can see why you got excited with that and wanted to experiment. And look what you produced with it as well. I think that's great. So do you do much work with charcoal now because of this?
Yes, I've been doing it for like the whole week. I've been black for 5 days at least now.
You've been black for 5 days, did you say?
Yes, I put more on myself than on the paper.
Awesome. You need to get a picture of that for sure. But I'm loving that box. That would inspire me to start experimenting with charcoal. Believe me. I think that's a nice present, by the way, your mum sent you. I hope you thanked her. But I do like the final product. I think that's a really interesting, snacky-inspired artwork.
Thank you. And yes, of course, I thank my mom. I always send her stuff back as well. We like to trade crafting supplies as well. So I use it. I don't like it, I give it to my mom, and vice versa. So I always thank her. She makes me happy. It's so sweet of her.
It is very nice indeed. Okay, any comments or questions for Snecky?
Hello, Snecky. Is is there any background interpretation for the photo there, for the artwork there? Is there any story to it or any meaning to it or something?
No, I just made this out of, I don't know. I just put down the pencil drawings because I sketched it first, and then I didn't think about anything at all. It was just going with the flow.
Love the charcoal work.
Thank you. I love it too. I'm falling in love with it every day.
It's a great work you have. Just keep it up.
I will. Thank you.
Ever considered adding some sort of color at all other than charcoal?
I tried that today. I don't have pictures of it yet, but I added red. Also, it's the same kind of doodle-like drawing. I have to be honest, I don't like it.
Fair enough. Sometimes mono is better than RGB.
Yeah, I like it because I just like the shadings. So it's really I don't know. I could see it maybe with green, but I tried red first, but I don't really like it.
Awesome. Well, I think it's great, and it's nice to see you experimenting with charcoal this time. So thank you very much for that, Snecky. Guys, get voting on it for Snecky. Right, before I hand over to you, Snecky, I am now just going to ask Scuzzy, as we're halfway through the show, I'm going to ask Scuzzy to just stand up now and give us his word, because I've been looking forward to this. We're going to we're going to finally hear the voice behind Scuzzy. Maybe some of you have already heard him. I never have. Lots of us never have. But I can't wait. It's been months in the pipeline, and here we go. It's a real exclusive. I think not just for this show or this server. I think for Discord in general, it's a real exclusive. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I need to see you, Scuzzy, unmuting your mic because you're still muted. So when I've seen that unmuted, I'm going to hand over to you. So get unmuting. It's unmuted. Jesus, okay. This is actually going to happen. This is not a joke. We are going to hear Scuzzy's voice. He's got one word for us, just one word only this week. Next week we'll go for two, and the week after a full sentence. But here he is, Scuzzy.
Fuzzle.
So who heard that? Anybody?
Nope, nothing.
Oh dear, we need a repeat. We need a repeat.
Fuzzle.
Was that unfuzzle? Bumfuzzle. What's bum? Did he say bum? Oh, he did say it. Bumfuzzle. Well, I'm loving that word, but I need to get a dictionary. Bumfuzzle. Bumfuzzle. I to confuse all fast. Well, you certainly bumfuzzled all of us. That is for sure. We've all learned something there. I really hope that's a genuine word. I'm going to have to check that out later. But that's yes. SteemPowerPics is already on it. He's already on it. You see, wow, what a resourceful guy. But I'm loving that word. I've learned something, and what an amazing word. Thank you for that, Scuzzy. My word, he didn't let us down. He didn't disappoint, did he? Fantastic. So there we go. Next week, or the next show, we might even get two words from Scuzzy. Fingers crossed. But thank you for that, Scuzzy. We finally heard his voice. Yes. Okay. Snecky, over to you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Hello, everybody. I am going to call, let's see, Karen XXL. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here. How are you, Snack?
I'm doing rather fine. And what about you? Are you going to present a post?
Let me get it. A nice personal rant on nothing. I know it's like complaining, and I'm Dutch from heart, so we Dutchies like to complain in general. And I took a moment to actually use Steam it as like a diary and just write out what a kind of annoying stuff I was handling, which is actually totally non-relevant for life, you know, but it's just a rant. So the post is about, I have around my neighborhood a lot of traffic works going on. Okay, everybody has that, non-interesting, you'd say. So we have like one lane open at the moment, and with the traffic lights, and St. Martin doesn't have traffic lights, our island where we live. Okay, we have one traffic light, but it's been down for like years. So we have traffic lights and people are not accustomed to it and they don't really value it. So what happens is with this one lane being open is that a lot of people just really tend to ignore this thing, which is also stupid, but okay. But the fact that they are putting the traffic guy, because apart from a traffic light, there's also a traffic guy. And, you know, they ignore it. They don't respect it. They don't value it. And I've been in multiple situations already last couple weeks that all of a sudden, you know, somebody is like almost driving me off the road and I hate it. I know there's rules. Sometimes you have rules just because for rules to be, but sometimes you have like rules or measurements for a reason, and this is like a valid reason. It's for everybody's safety, and I find it so damn ignoring that people just disrespect it. So I was standing earlier in traffic in the week, and I was thinking about like, okay, if somebody now overtakes me and drives here through the traffic thing and smashes into somebody else, and then what? Because I was on call for work and I work in a hospital and surgery. And then what? Then this guy has to, you know, first put me in danger. Then I'll have to go to the hospital for that guy. I can't reach it because his car is most likely then still smashed on the road here. And then also, you know, then all the citizens and residents have to pay for the fact that he did something. And I was so annoyed by it. So this is just ranting and complaining and like it if you don't, and like it if you do, and like it if you don't.
Doesn't it feel marvelous to be able to write down a rant and get it off your chest, knowing that no one might even read it, or 100,000 people might read it, feel, oh my God, I do this.
It does. It was off my chest after it. Like literally, it felt better, and I thought, okay, screw you, bye, done. I'm gonna make a nice buck out of this, out of your stupidity, you know?
Absolutely. I am wondering though, how come you people don't have traffic lights?
We don't need any. We live in a small place. We just have like one main road throughout the whole island with a couple, you know, sideways or so coming out. We have a couple roundabouts, but we don't need traffic lights.
Oh, I wish we didn't need traffic lights here.
Yeah, and the fact is, like the one traffic light that was here before a couple years, people are so not used to it that they don't pay enough attention to it even. So it's better just to have, you know, some roundabouts or whatever. And, you know, it's fine. It's enough. It's enough.
I love that you put up the warning though. Like, I warned you all. Stop reading or go reading.
Yeah, because, you know, sometimes you open something and you think it's like a genuine article and then it's just somebody's rant or complaint or whatever. But so that was like, okay, if you don't feel like reading a load of bullshit today, don't read it. It's all fine. I just need to get it off my chest.
And I agree. Getting things off your chest is good. Are there any questions from the audience for Karen or comments?
I don't have a question. I need to read the whole post. I didn't have time to read it all. But, you know, you were stuck in the traffic, you know, thinking about all this. But at the end, you came up with a post about it, and we're all listening to you. And I think that it's really cool that you, at the end of the day, you are taking always a positive thing out of it, right?
That's very true. In the end, like I'm making a post, I have inspiration for something, and also the fact that I can, you know, write it down instead of like gorgling just this up by myself or sitting in traffic and thinking, oh, what kind of asshole's gonna come around now today? I did something useful with it, and then it's okay. It's enough then.
Are there any more questions or comments? Nope. Okay. Karen, thank you so much for presenting your post tonight.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful evening. And I am going to move on to Crystal. Crystal, are you here?
I am here.
And are you going to present a post today?
Yes, I am. Let me get a.
Perfect. Yes,
Hi
2 out of
everyone.
2.
Okay, I'm doing another contest for hair shares. So today, I'm doing a dream house contest for. I just won the comment section with your bit shares name, or I'll have to wait to send you your prize. But just tell me what's your dream house. Send me a picture. That's pretty much the contest. I do give an example of mine, which is a Class B motorhome. So yeah, I thought this would be a very cool, fun contest. I've seen a really good one. It's the Hobbit house, which I love. So keep them coming.
And why is we call that a mobile house. Why is that your dream house?
For me, I think it's just just economically, at least for the area I live around, it would just be, for much as it would to live in a Class B van, it's as much as apartment costs more just for the rent. And that doesn't include electricity, groceries. So for me, it would be like, in the long run, it'd be more expensive to buy, but it would be a lot easier, and I could just go to jobs, because right around here we don't have any jobs, and I don't really need much. As I get older, I find I'm getting less materialistic things. Oh, like, there's a couple things I like, but I'm like, yeah, I could deal with a motorhome.
I could deal with a motorhome as well. And are you doing the judging of the post all by yourself, or is someone helping you?
Just me. I probably should start getting a judge, because it gets harder and harder, and I end up buying some more hair shares. So typically, I will give out, even if it's just from 1 to 5 hair shares, to everybody that participates, because sometimes there's just so many good entries. I will give everybody a little bit something. It won't be a lot, but it'll be something.
Something is better than nothing, I think. And do you get a lot of traction with your contest?
I get some. I mean, I probably get most of it from here. I have a couple other rooms that will promote it. They'll see that I'm doing a contest, and they will. But not a lot. But then again, I'm kind of glad, because that means I would end up buying more hair shares, because I cannot make sure everybody doesn't have a prize. I have an issue about that.
I can see that, yes. And what inspires you to come up with these challenges?
I always see contests, and I think they're great, but they're so artistic or designer, and I think those are cool for people that have that skill. But there are people like me that have problems drawing a stick figure. So there's probably a lot of other people like that. I'm like, I wish I could enter this contest, but I can't draw, or I don't have the software or something. So I try to make it where everybody can enter all they need, because as I said, you don't have to do a picture, but picture will probably get you a better chance of a better prize. And it's just easier, because there's so many talented people in STEAM. So I try to make it level for the people that can't draw or do design or something.
Yeah, I think that is really good, because not everybody also has the time to spend like hours and hours creating a drawing or whatever, a painting, or this is just a more easy way to have a fun challenge, and I really think that's good. So are there any questions or comments for Crystal?
I would like to know if Crystal has ever heard of rammed earth building.
I might have. You would probably have to tell me what that is.
It is a joy and wonder, and it's my future dream home. And the Great Wall of China was made out of rammed earth. So it's just, you know, for modern rammed earth, they use substrate that's organic free, just earth, and they mix a little bit of Portland cement in it, and they tamp it down into forms, and you make a mountain that would typically take millions of years. You turn it into a rock overnight with pneumatic tamping, and you build it up and build it up.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
That's brilliant. Well, you're living in your own disaster relief shelter because nothing on this earth is going to take that out that wouldn't affect a mountain.
Very true. And Scuzzy, my dream house would be probably that Class B, because I know that sounds weird to say be in a mobile home, but I find that I just would love to travel, and I really feel that to be a cheaper way, and they're making more four-season RVs that are being more affordable than they used to be. So I kind of like, that's just me. I just want to explore all the museums and nature and the bike trails, because I also like to cycle.
Yeah, I think that a mobile home makes something like that very possible. So is there anybody else who wants to ask a question?
I wanted to ask something. I see, Crystal, that you joined on July last year. You're only following 65 people, and you have a lot of posts. But how do you manage to get those tokens for your contest? Because I really want to bring value to the platform, also doing contests, you know. But last time I did a contest, I felt a little bit discouraged because I couldn't make I couldn't make enough upvotes for the reward for the winners. And I think that's important because people will like to join the contest in the future if you make enough exposure, you know. So I don't know what you could say about that, because I don't know how you did that.
Well, for me, I was offered, as you may see in the wheelshares room, a lot of times I do a message, I'm a greeter, so I get whale shares from Krista and stuff from the whale shares community. So that's a way. But also sometimes you see I'm doing hair shares contest, and when I do, I'll sell like the 10 that I'm allowed to keep for myself and sell them for hair shares. So I have plenty to give because Krista will sponsor contests. So I would say DM her, because sometimes she'll upvote it, and she'll re-steam it too sometimes. So I would say probably contact her, because that's once she realized I want to do contest. She sponsored me, and she normally will say yes to people if she has any tokens left.
Okay, thank you. But okay, I'll try to do that.
But yeah, I get traction through here. There's like no secret. I seriously do it through here, and that's the most I got. Their hair show tokens are cheaper. I don't know if what other ways you could do that.
Were you going to say something else here?
No, I just wanted to say thank you. Thanks to her.
Okay. And I want to say thank you, Crystal, for sharing your post with us today.
Thank you.
And we are going to move on, and I am going to call the Buck IQ. Are you here?
I'm here. Good evening.
Good evening. And are you going to present the post with us?
I will. This is the night for rants. This is kind of a funny one.
Okay.
So,
Tell us all about it.
Yeah, sorry. Freedom knows I tend to bring some fairly serious, heartwarming posts, and I thought I could do another MASH one tonight, but I thought, I just wanted to bring this one because I'm kind of a little bit of a social justice guy, and you know, when people are sitting around having a few drinks and they start saying, oh, what would your superpower be? And one person wants to fly and someone wants to be invisible. And they get to me and I'm like, all I want to be able to do is dive through a phone line, pop up on the other end and bitch slap the person back and forth on the other end and disappear back home. And I'd love to do that to people who like put ads on like this girl's YouTube channel who's still in high school. And Cialis is like a competitor of Viagra. So it's like a, you know, for, you know, performance enhancing drug for guys, to say it nicely. And anyway, it just enraged me. I like that they were doing this and they would not quit. So I contacted YouTube, no luck. I contacted Cialis, no luck. And I'm still a Jedi in training in Canada, so I couldn't like choke them out from a distance yet. So I'm still working on that. And finally, I contacted Ad Standards Canada, and they went after Cialis until they removed them from this girl's channel because she's just going out into the bush with her mom and dad and her dog, like carving wood, making fires and meals. So I just totally lost my shit on this company. And you know, my advice is don't take it laying down. When companies like Cialis shove it down your throat, stand tall and erect and come to your own conclusion.
I like the ending of that. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So you're a Jedi in training.
Canadian, because we see Canadian Jedis, we use the dark force and the light side of the force. So we like punch your nose through the back of your head with the dark side, and then we like hug you and take you to the hospital.
Oh, that sounds very comforting. And I just want to know, how long did it take before the ads were actually removed from her videos?
It took about 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, that's a long time.
That's a lot of dick meds.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm still laughing about the Jedi.
Sorry.
Okay. Are there any questions for the Buck IQ?
Yeah, bring it.
Question for you, bro. So this Cialis company, were they just advertising on her channel, or were they actually abusing her?
They were advertising on her channel. She makes it clear that she's in like her last year of high school, and they were Vine where you just can't get away from, you know, take Cialis, 10-pound it sterling, it'll make you, you know, whatever, just go for it.
Okay, I get it. And what you just stood up for her then? So how did she take it then? What was her approach to dealing with it?
Well, poor choice of words there, but still pretty funny. I don't think she really chimed in too much. I just think, and honestly, I don't really know how much of what I did had to do with getting it taken down. All I know is that Ad Standards Canada told me that they were going to go after Cialis, and I know that they did, and I kept bugging them. And so maybe there were just enough voices. And you know what, kind of funny that, you know, this is a kind of funny rant for me, but it is amazing to me that after, I don't know how many years of watching thousands of hours of YouTube videos, that shortly after I went after them on this, and only recently this week, I watched 2 of the outdoor wilderness channels that I personally enjoy run ads actually related to bushcraft and wilderness stuff. I watched them all the way through, and I completely enjoyed it. That was just absolutely astounding to me, how a company worth that much can be so stupid for this long and not run ads that are related to the content you're watching and enjoying.
Well, more so on YouTube, you know, I think the algorithm actually assigns these ads to specific videos, depending on which genre and which tags are assigned by the user. But yeah, totally, I'm a Jedi as well with you, and I appreciate your force, man. That had me rolling for a minute. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I think the tag that they're using, the algorithm that they're using to attach these types of ads to, you know, unsuspecting channels like this that are very innocent, is the soulless, mindless corporate prick tag.
I like that tag.
Good tag.
I agree. Are there any more questions from the audience?
Yeah, Bug Eye, so how did you stumble upon this YouTube?
I'm sorry. I'm ever so sorry to interrupt. We've been about 15 minutes. Sorry, Sneki, would you mind moving on?
No problem. Thank you for sharing your post here with us.
Thanks, guys.
We're going to move on, and I'm going to ask LCR. Are you here to present with us?
Yeah, I think I'm here to present. Yeah. How are you?
I am doing well, and how are you?
Well, I have been very busy this week. Not chance to sit down and write too much. And I realized that I never, in these 6 months that I have been on Steam, I have never posted anything about my pets, you know. And I have seen a lot of you even post about your snaky pets, and I have seen a lot of people posting about their pets, you know, grumpy cats and their dogs and cats. So I had to choose one of my daughters. Her name is Suki, and I wanted to create some memes of her. You know, I usually don't post anything cute or whatever because I'm not that type of person, but you know, why not, no, to present over here for you guys. So Suki is a lovely daughter I have, a nice cat, very expressive. She makes all these type of faces. So I started to take pictures of her, and then I was why not, you know, why don't create some memes honoring the crypto space. So I created a few. Are there in the post? You can use it if you want to. I think it's very funny and very nice. So if you ever come to Panama, because I know that you and Freedom are going to retire here, and I see Janet and Hedak wants to also come over here for vacation, you will be able to meet her. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I love Suki. She really looks so cute. She looks like a model. She really does.
She is, right? She could be very annoying sometimes, but we love her.
Annoying cats are the best. And she is a mix of Burmese, street cat, and Himalayan? That's a lot of mixes.
Yeah, she's the daughter of the cats of my fathers-in-law. They like Burmese, and they have an Himalayan, and they adopted a street cat. So she came out of that combination.
Oh my gosh, and I'm just seeing the where she looks so angry. That is a marvelous picture.
Yeah, and to answer to Skazi, that name is honoring, I don't know if you have ever seen this series of Suki, the slayer that killed vampires like a lot of years ago. We used to watch that series, so back then when we adopted her, we named her after her.
She really is very, very pretty. Are there any questions for LCR?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, maybe I'm next then. Oh. That's good. Sorry, no question.
Sorry, could you repeat your question, bro?
I have no question, sorry.
Oh, yeah, you asked if I can hear you. I say yes. Okay, cool, thank you.
So, Bo, did you have a question or not?
Yeah, I was wondering, because I have a new setup, if you could hear me.
Well, we can hear you. Thank you, LCR, for presenting this marvelous, cute post with us all.
Yeah, thanks to you guys. Long life for all of you.
For you as well. And I am going to move on to the next person, and I'm going to see if False Idols is.
Yeah, hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. And what about yourself? Are you going to present the post to it?
Yeah, for sure. So I have, let's see here. All right, so I've been releasing some music through DSound. I had some problems releasing there initially, but since I've kind of overcome those problems, I've been putting a lot of my music out there and trying to change it up and offer a little bit something different over on, on the Steem blockchain. So yeah, this song is actually a part of a split EP I did with a local rapper. Well, he actually moved back to Memphis, Tennessee, but he was in Colorado here. And we did a version of this where he rapped to it, but it's like one of my favorite beats, so I wanted to release it as the instrumental only. And so I did that, and I wanted to put it up here. I mean, I could play it through, I'm kind of set up, I could play it through my audio here if you guys want to hear it.
Freedom, what do you think about that?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
All right, let me see it. Let's see if this works.
I don't think it works.
So I tried.
That sounds cool.
False Idols, are you there?
Yeah, is it coming in pretty distorted?
Do you know what? It sounds like a really great track, actually. I'm really enjoying it. I think a lot of people are, but yeah, it's a bit distorted.
Ah, damn. Well, you at least got a little tidbit. Maybe that'll bring you over, and you might want to go stream it later.
Savone might be able to help.
Is it downloadable?
It is on, well, not really, not this version. I don't know if I put it up for download on the DSound. I could, if you guys want to, I could definitely give you a download of the instrumental of this for sure. Just let me.
Yeah, you have 7 days before it's gone from the.
I know,
from
right? That's the one thing I don't like about DSound. And this is so I did link to the actual split EP version of this, and it's got vocals on it. So if you want to hear this in vocal version, it's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, and it's on Amazon Music and all those different places too. I just put the instrumental version here on DSound, so you can hear it in those places as well. And I'm pretty sure it's on Bandcamp. I can link you guys to the Bandcamp, and it should be a free download. If not, I can send you a link to the free download if you'd like as well.
Cool, man.
What is a split EP, if I may ask?
Well, so Pharaoh is a rapper, and I produce music. I don't do any vocal work or anything. So it's kind of split. A few of the tracks on that EP he produced and he rapped on, but most of the tracks I produced, and this is one of them. And yeah, so this is just the instrumental from that. So a split EP or split anything is, just a split between two different artists, I guess, on that, whatever it is, album, EP.
Okay, thank you for explaining that to me. Are there any questions for False Idols?
Is DSound the decentralized SoundCloud version of it?
It is, yeah, for sure. So it's all on the Steem blockchain. It kind of works like DTube or DLive. You can post there. You just need your posting key to activate through there. And as soon as you post through DSound or DTube or DLive or anything, it comes automatically through your Steem account. And so, yeah, I mean, they've been kind of generous. The accounts for DSound, if you can't tell, DSound, DTube, DLive, you might see people who have been using those services and been getting nice upvotes from them. So, definitely explore that and get some things to offer to it.
Yeah, it's cool. Thank you.
Which production kit do you use? Which production kit do you use?
For this one, so I produce everything in Ableton. For this specific beat here, I sampled a lot from some vinyl, some old vinyl. That's kind of what I do. I'll go to record stores and I'll get a vinyl for like 89 cents, $1, $3. Some vinyl, I have no idea what it is a lot of times. It just looks like it's a cool cover and, you know, maybe it's like a jazz record or something. And I'll go back home and I'll listen to it on my turntable, and I'll sample different pieces of it, chop it up, and then I make all my own percussion, all my own beats and stuff. So I kind of play them on my little beat pads. So I have some equipment here as well. So
That's cool. That's cool. Keep walking.
thanks, man.
Okay, thank you so much for presenting your post with us tonight. False idols.
Feist idols.
Feist. You're so feisty.
I'm feisty, yeah.
Yeah, and I keep forgetting people. Freedom keeps telling it. Get voting on it. So go voting on the post, people. And I'm going to move on and ask if Yitnet is going to present a post today. Yitnet, are you with us?
Can you hear me? No oigo la radio.
Yes, I can hear you. Are you going to present a post for us?
Yes, I'm going to drop the link.
Perfect.
And I was trying to hurry and set my piano to play live, but I think it's not possible because I need to press to talk.
Yeah.
So that wasn't practical. I was just trying to find a way. So actually, I presented this track last week, but this is a different version of the track. This is also my first sound. And the news are that the track that I presented last week here on the program has actually won the open mic of SteemIt. And
congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was my first entry and I didn't expect it because it's a very melancholic lullaby. I also made a drawing that you can see in the cover art because I'm an illustrator as well. But another good thing that happened was that one user also made a drawing inspired in my song way before I was a winner. I mean, just like I really didn't have much feedback to begin. I didn't expect it. So it was sweet also to see another artist to interpreting my song into art, and I'm including also his drawing and a shout out to him as well. So basically what you can see in the post is the album version of the song, which is different than the open mic version. You can find also the old unedited live version of the open mic, and also my experience about winning the contest, and the art of this fellow artist that got inspired by the song. And there is also a link to the live that I made today, in which you can see actually around 1 hour and a half of live concert, including this song. So you can see actually myself performing from the studio, including this song, and some geeky things as well. So that's basically it. I was really thrilled because I didn't expect to win, and it was precisely the one that I presented last week. I sort of just like tried to do another post, but I really wanted to share this alternate version of it. And well, I made the art as well, and that's it. You can actually just listen to the concert, or watch the previous version, or listen to the new version there, or actually watch the art that this person made for me as well. Just like a lot of little things. It's just like a little bit of not really a consistent article, just like gathered by that thread of happiness of having won the contest, really.
I just have to say that every time I open a post of you, I am blown away. You put so much effort into your posts and you add so much. And next to that, I really love your music. So, oh, wow. I'm happy that you are here again with us this evening. And I also like the art that inspired you for this song. Do you use that a lot, like art from somebody else to inspire you?
No, actually the cover is the one that I made myself. It's my song that actually has inspired others to do another drawing that is also in the article. But I'm
Oh,
actually
yes.
yes, actually
Sorry.
the cover that you see with the song is actually the one that I made myself, because the song was part of an illustrated music album. The album is called The Under Living, and this was one of the songs featured there. And actually the CD, it's an old vintage thing, you know. The CD is actually a book of illustrations and poems, and actually the fact that I sing is just like a secondary thing. I'm more of a storyteller in many ways.
You are such a gifted person, you know that?
Oh, thank you. I just wanted to say that I sort of just lost the track of my words because I was intending to play the song live and not really speak much about the article itself. And it was just like, oh my God, what do I say now? I was just like with the piano ready, and it was just like, how do I press talk at the same time I press the piano? Oh no.
Yeah. Or maybe next time you can play for us live. You never know.
Yeah, I would love to. Today was perfect because we are alone in the house and everything. I don't know, maybe we can party after the show. I just don't want to take more time to people now.
After the show, the mics will go open. Okay, are there any questions for Jitnet? Or comments?
You said this was a project like you started during your childhood, so it took a while to make, correct?
I had sleep paralysis. I have a severe sleep disorder called sleep paralysis, and I also made a fantasy book when I was a child, sort of inspired by it, and it has nourished quite a lot of my songs and both my CDs, my published CDs. They are Ancient Shadows was the first, The Under Living was the second, which is this one, and the third is going to be Fear No More. So it's just sort of a way to overcome my fear. All of the CDs are illustrated by me. But yes, some of the songs are really old, and I wrote them in when I was a child. This in particular, I wrote it maybe at the beginning of the 90s, and it was rescued for the CD.
Wow, very interesting. Thank you.
And Ikasu Manera, yes, I have some songs in Spanish. I'm a Spanish native speaker. You can actually look for my name. My artist name is Priscilla Hernandez. I really don't have that many songs in Spanish. A few. I actually write more in English.
Okay, thank you so much, Jitnet, for being here again tonight and sharing your post with us. And we are going. You're welcome. You're welcome. And we are going to move on. And I am going to call Sevo. Sevo, are you with us?
Yes. Hello. Yeah. Yes. That is the post. And yeah, I'm making funky music these days, and yeah, I would like to work with everybody and do collaborations with rappers or singers. And yeah, this is one of my latest beats. Not completely finished yet for my feeling, but I just uploaded it already because I made it a cipher. Yeah. And I can play it as well if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just let me know if you hear something then, okay?
Okay.
You hear what?
No, I don't.
No, that's not working then. Okay.
I hear a little bit, but not as much.
Oh yeah.
That really sounds amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, I just try to do my best, the best I can.
I think it's really funky music. It makes me, you know, want to do funky moves and stuff.
Yeah, it's really something I discovered I really like a lot. And to make it is going very easy for me. And I like that, you know. I'm full of inspiration.
And I think if you work together with others, like collaborations, you will get more inspired because everybody has different kinds of, you know, the way they work, the way they work with music and sounds and stuff. So yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's also in the post some previous collabs. And there are 3 in the making still, yeah.
So more to come. I'm wondering, are there any questions for Sevo?
Sounds awesome, man. I really dig the funkiness that you're going with, a different style here. It really fits you. It's dope. And I'm still by the way, I'm still working on that piano riff that you sent me, man. I'm working on something really nice with it. Just giving it some time to stew, you know.
Okay, which one was it? Because I believe it's very long ago.
It
right?
is pretty. Yeah, it was the one that you sent me last, and I know I've been sitting on it for a little bit, but I want to do it right. It sounds really good. I can send you a preview. Actually, I may send you a preview just to see what you think about what I'm doing with it. But yeah, I think it sounded pretty good so far.
Cool. I'm curious. So
yeah, man, I'll send you something. I'll just go ahead and send you something tonight here after the show.
Yeah. By the way, I have a message for Scuzzy. Are you coming to the movement live jam? He types.
He's typing.
You almost tricked him into saying something that would have been cool.
Okay. Well, thank you, Sevo, for sharing your post with us. People kept voting on it. And I am going to move on, and I'm going to call that swingy guy. Are you with us?
I sure am. How's everybody doing? I'm running a contest, and just like the guy running it, the prizes I'm giving away are just a little bit extra. I'm giving away lifelong rewards for this contest. So a lot of people in here know what I've been trying to do with the Steam House. I'm trying to open a makerspace in the real world and onboard people to Steam, onboard a bunch of creatives and talented people and show them how to make money. Well, I've been raising 2,000 Steam for the past like month and a half, 2 months. I did it. We're finished.
Really?
Holy shit, 2,000 Steam. I did this way faster than I thought I was going to be able to. So, as everybody also knows, Steam has taken a huge dip lately. When I started raising that 2,000 Steam, that was supposed to be like $8,000 or $9,000 to start this business. It's looking a little more like just over 2,000. That's not enough. So our biggest fear right now is starting up this business, signing a lease, and not being able to keep up with our overheads. We are looking for a whale to partner with us, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a single whale. It could be a group of dolphins that come together. We are now asking for 10 times what we were asking for in the original fund. However, we are looking for an angel investor. We are looking for a silent partner. This person will be entitled to every bit as much profit out of this business, both on the physical end and the blog end, as myself and my partner would. That they would become a 33% partner. So I'm asking people to write a post for me. Let's spread the word. Help me find this whale that I'm looking for. And I've technically raised 1,985 Steem. I say that the fund is finished because that last little 15 Steem on the end is an extra prize for the person that wins this contest. So I'm looking for people to write a post about the Steem House, the fact that we've already garnered interest and raised this much money, and explain what we're looking for. It's about 20,000 Steem that we're looking for right now. But if Steem comes back up in the near future, that this can be achieved for way less Steem. And I know there are tons of people on this platform with plenty enough liquid Steem sitting in their wallets right now doing nothing, that they could buy into a real world business. If we can cover the first 2 years on our rent, there's nothing stopping us. And Steem will have a permanent physical presence in my hometown.
And I think a challenge like this is a perfect way of, getting the word out and hopefully find that. I think I saw Sugar Whale.
Sorry?
Did you? Oh, Angel Whale. It's Angel
Yeah,
Whale.
I'm looking for an angel investor and a whale. So I'll end up calling them an angel whale. I think it's clever. But
I think so
on
too.
top of a permanent stake in liquid rewards of our blog, which is that last 15 Steem on the end, that's a permanent stake in our blog. So you will get a portion of our SBD forever, every single week until Steem it fails. But on top of that, the second prize, third prize, and there's a runner up that I'll be choosing, my favorite post. I'm giving away shares in the Steem Basic Income Program, which is going to do way more than just give someone a single SBD or a single upvote. Getting people shares into this program will get them multiple upvotes spread over a long period of time. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lifelong thing, but I can't guarantee that because it's not my project.
I think that is really wonderful, and I hope that you will get a lot of people who will spread the words for you. Are there any questions for that Sweeney guy?
You can maybe also do ICO kind of stuff.
I've thought about that, and an SMT is definitely something that I have planned for the Steem House later. It'll be a way for some of our members to pay their membership dues, but it'll also be a way for the public to buy some of the products that we're making within the space. And that honestly may be a way to go to get this funding if we can't find ourselves someone who's willing to partner up with us.
Are there any other questions?
There's also a security for the assets somebody puts in. Because you have a price decline maybe, which won't help.
Well, I think the big part of this is this angel whale is going to be buying into the physical end of our business as well. So they will get a portion of every single membership due that is paid by someone in our community every month. They will also get a portion of any tickets that are bought for workshops or classes, and they'll also be entitled to a portion of the author rewards from our blog, as well as any Steem power that's generated. Like I said, we're looking for someone to come in and own just as much of this as myself or my partner.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your post again with us.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you next time.
No, you will.
Good, good. And I am going to hand the show back to Freedom Exist. Are you here with us, Freedom?
Yes, yes, I am. Thank you very much for that, Snecky. Great job. Good to have you back. So thank you very much. It is 5 minutes to 2. We're almost at the end of the show. I don't know what's happened tonight. It seems that time has run away from me, and I do apologise about that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay on another 20 minutes and try and go through a few more posts. So I do apologise. I'm not sure what's happened. I think we've all been laughing too much and not getting down to work. So I am sorry, but I am going to stay on and do a few more. I must also apologise to Bug and Snecky, because I jumped in before and I lied. I said they'd been 15 minutes and they haven't. I amalgamated 2 posts together. I do apologise. So I'm not sure what's happened, but we seem to have run out of time. But I'm going to stay on and we're going to do a few more. So, but thank you very much, Snecky. Great job. Great job. And if Bug does want to say anything else, Bug, are you there?
Oh, I'm here. You know, brother, don't worry about it. The life expectancy of Cialis isn't any more than 15 minutes. You're all good.
Okay, excellent. Well, I thought, by the way, just to say, in terms of taking on a fight there, which is what you were doing, hats off to you. Because these fights aren't always easy, and I think, you know, people who do have the determination and make the effort to stand up to something like, you know, a cause like you took on, I thought that was absolutely great. So well done.
Could I just say one really fast thing, Freedom, that I didn't get out before?
Please do.
Please. Thank you so much. Someone has asked a really valid question. You know, how did I come about this girl's channel? The same way I come about all of them. She got recommended to me because I watched like Canadian Prepper and Survival Lily and all these other shows as well. And I was a youth pastor for 25 years. That doesn't make me a good guy necessarily, but I just charged my duty faithfully. And if something's inappropriate going on with young people, it just brings out the Jedi in me. I just get enraged by it. So that's the whole basis of that.
Well, I'm glad, you know, you did do something about that. I wish there were more people like you, Bug, out there who are prepared to make an effort. Sadly, there isn't. But as I say, hats off to you. Full respect. That was a great job you did. Okay. Right. So we're moving on from Sweeney Guy, and I'm very pleased to hear with his developments. And I was really impressed and delighted to see the efforts of Bug there. So fantastic. Takes a bit of guts to do that. So that's great. Thank you for that. Right. Okay. I'm going to move on. I don't know if Rico's mic is working now. Rico, are you there?
Hello, sir.
Oh, we can hear you. Would you like to talk to us?
Yeah, for sure. I'm a little bit tired today because it's been a long day. But let's see if I can find the post.
Now let's tell people are you tired? It's been a long day. Well, maybe it has, but it's not been a long day working, has it?
No, definitely not. I was out on a very nice party yesterday, and we were like in a friend's house, and it was like a home concert. It was really beautiful, and then we had like a special sauna. I don't know what's it called though. You go in, it's like a tent, and you have like hot stones in it.
Do you know what? I think it is a lot like what Scuzzy's describing this party. But anyway, I think we get the idea.
Yeah, it was very nice, but I'm not finding my post here. One sec.
Oh dear, you've only had 2 hours to find it.
Here we go. Yeah. So that basically, I'm actually on day 5 already, but I already failed my challenge to myself. That was to promote STEEM every day, and today I haven't. So, but still, here it is. And in this one, I'm focusing on physical. Like meetups where you can like try to integrate STEAM and cryptocurrencies overall more into physical places, because then we are more likely to get more traction, because it's really hard now to invite people, as you all might have noticed. And I think that's part because of the lack of actual physical places that where we can actually show that it's working and that you can actually meet people that are using it face to face and talk about it. So I really am working hard now to like build up like a community here locally in Sweden to actually create some places where you can have these, where we can both like exchange Steam, and you can buy and sell, and you can buy stuff at like a cafe, for example. And also my head is I'm like, it's not working today, but
would you like me to
yeah.
take over from you?
Yes, please. Yes.
Well, anyway, you know, you've spoken about your farmers market on a number of occasions, and when you described it, you know, it sounded like an amazing idea. But what it seems like you've done now, and correct me if I'm wrong, but are you sort of merging your farmers market or using it as a place, as a kind of place to double up and promote Steam it now?
Yeah, I'm merging everything into one big pile of good stuff, basically. But it's so I'm combining my food rescue operation, which I successfully I was out just like before the show, and I found so much food I couldn't almost.
Can I just say, Rico? The fact that you used to call it dumpster diving, it's now become a food rescue operation. I love that.
Yeah. I have to, what's it called? I don't remember. Rebranding.
Yes. It's nicely done.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. It's I can't. Continue, please.
Gosh, he really is done in. But Rico is a great Steam ambassador, to be honest with you. He does do a lot of work on behalf of Steam in terms of promotion. And I mean, for those of you that don't know him, you know, he's engaged in what's called dumpster diving, or food rescue operations, as it's now labelled, in which he goes round and basically goes to supermarkets or restaurants, bins when they've chucked stuff out, and actually rescues food, and then either sells them or gives them to people, which is great in itself. He's also got this farmers market, which is a separate thing, but now he's using all of these things. He's bringing it all together on the Steam It platform. So it's the one kind of operation now, so to speak. But it's all fascinating, really good stuff as well, that's benefiting his local community and benefiting him. So it's amazing what he's accomplished, really. But there it is, the Daily Promo Steam Challenge. He hasn't quite kept to his own challenge, but he's doing a decent job. And yes, he does sound a bit stoned.
No, I'm not stoned. He's
just tired.
Yeah.
Where are you located, Rico?
I was also at the long meeting today, which I met on Solidary Fridge. It's another initiative that does similar job that I do with food rescuing, and we're gonna like join forces. And I also got them to join Steam It just like, I don't know, a month ago or something. So you can check out their post if you like. It's Soli Kyl. I'll post the link, and it's pretty nice. And they're gonna be on the big meetings and everything, and we're gonna get as many of the food rescue operations in town as possible to working together.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, any comments or questions for Rico? I think somebody had one.
Oh, absolutely. Whereabouts are you located first, Rico? What country, sorry?
I'm in Sweden, Gothenburg, like west coast, a little bit south in Sweden.
Excellent. So have you considered, for the things that are very quickly perishable, having a team of people who can do canning, like canned peaches, jams, like preserves, and maybe dehydrating fruit with dehydrators, or even freeze drying?
Yeah, I have my own operation at home. I have a drying oven, which I don't use very often right now because I don't have so much to actually. I usually do it when it's growing more here, because then I can just pick but I also do like what's it called, like different, yeah, like, you know, when you put it in a big jar and you let it be there for a long time, and it becomes like good for the stomach. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Fermenting.
Yeah, but I should definitely get some more help, because it's shitloads of work to save all this food. It's really, yeah, I must get more people active, basically. It's impossible to do it yourself.
Okay, any more questions or comments of Rico? And anything you want to say lastly, Rico?
Yeah, there's a 2 SPD bounty on the post, so all good comments will get rewarded from that bounty plus the upvote, and so it's pretty good value to comment.
Awesome. There you go, guys. Get commenting.
You can even upvote your own post if you like. It's pretty good.
There you go. Even more reason to get engaging with that post. Okay, awesome. Thank you for that, Rico. I hope you recover from your hangover very soon.
A few days.
Right.
A few days. Thank you.
Gosh, few days. God, that was a party. Okay, all right. It's going to move on. Larry by Larry, are you there?
I'm here. Give me a second.
Oh, we can hear you. Good. That's a good start.
Well, guys, good evening. Well, good night. I'm Lerimar, for those who doesn't know me. I'm from Venezuela, and I am presenting to you a post about a little trip that I made last week with my friends. We went to a beach from my country. It's really really close. It's about 5 hours from here. We went with it was a improvised trip, so we didn't have any place to stay. But thanks to one gentleman from the town, we found an inn to stay for 11 people. It was hard to find that because in Hollywood is a crowd here in my country. I am a little nervous. That's why I'm talking like that, because I'm not a native speaker, so give me
Don't worry, you're
a
doing
break.
fine.
All right, I hope you all understand what I'm trying to say. Well, in there you can see a lot of pictures of the trip and the beach, the beautiful beaches and the sunset that we captured. And then we have a photo of my friend who gets drunk. And we have a saying here in Venezuela that says that whoever gets drunk loses. So we paint his face. And well, I asked him to the permission to upload the image. But everything is okay. We have a lot of fun, and we drink a lot, and we chill at the beach. There you can see a lot of image, and I want to invite you all, if you have the opportunity to come to Venezuela, that you visit this beach because it's amazing. You can see the whole trip in the picture, and it will be a second part. I hope to post it maybe in 3 or 4 days. I hope you'll like it.
Oh, it does look amazing. Absolutely. What's interesting, though, is you say this whole holiday was inspired by Holy Week. And could you...
Yeah. It's just that in United States and another country celebrates Easter, and it's a religion vacation. But here in Venezuela, we celebrate Holy Week. It's Semana Santa. And here we have a religion is Christianism. I think that the correct word in English is Christianism or something like that. Do you know?
Okay, so can I just ask, was there any religious significance to this, or was it just a week away's holiday because it's like Easter holiday?
Yes, in Hollywood, people go to church and there is a lot of I don't know how you say parades, but most of the people took the time and the days of work to travel and share with the family.
It looks absolutely stunning where you are. It really does. Amazing. Had you been there before or not?
Where?
Yeah, have you been there before, Villa Marina, or not?
Yes. This is my second time in there. It's beautiful, but the water is really cold. So it's not easy to
Did
take
you say the
a deep
water?
in
Did you say the
there.
water is really hot?
Cold.
Oh, cold.
I don't.
Okay.
Yes, it's really cold and deep. It's really, I don't know how you say profundo. It's like
deep.
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 Yeah. It's really deep, and it's hard for us to go beyond the shore. But well, we have
Well, I think it's a great post. Looks really stunning there. Fantastic. Any comments or questions at all for Larry? I say Larry by Larry, but how do you pronounce your name?
Yes, it's okay like that. Larry by Larry.
Okay, all right. Any comments or questions for Larry by Larry?
I just wanted to comment that she says that it's a bit cold, but I like trust who are used to ocean beaches. It would be super warm. So if you get a chance to go, just go. It will be nice.
Yes, the thing is that for us in Venezuela, most of the people are warmer than this one. So that's why for us it's considered cold. But some people may think that it's hot. But for us, for our climate, it's hot. It's cold.
Okay, well, whether it's cold or deep or hot, I think it looks absolutely amazing. And you're going to do a second part to it. Is that right?
Yeah. I hope to do it by maybe Sunday. I will present you the second part.
Awesome. Well, we'll look forward to that. Thank you very much for presenting it. It's a great post.
Thank you all for giving me the opportunity and the patience to hear my bad English. Well, thank you very much.
That's absolutely fine, and your English is not bad. So well done. Great post. Okay, guys, get voting on that for Larry by Larry. Right, I'm going to move on. I'm going to ask Chinnery Vivian. Chinnery Vivian, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, Chinnery. What have you got for us?
It's a high school memoir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. This is the second part. I wrote the first part a few weeks ago. The link is on this post anyway. The first part was when I got to my first week in secondary school. That's high school. We call it secondary school over here. So I was bullied twice in 1 week that time. So I was really small and tiny. I used to be very small and tiny. And so I was bullied twice. But this one is about what happened in my final year, the year I wrote my final exams, my high school final exams before I went on to university. So it's what happened. I changed school. I had to change school. My former school was fine, but then there was a law in school that when you get to all graduating students must live in the school dormitory in preparation for their final exams so that they can concentrate and make good grades. So I had to change school because my siblings left home and it was just me and my parents. So I was the one looking after them. And I disliked the dormitory anyway. So I kind of discouraged my parents. I didn't want to live there. So, and being that they want me around, so I changed school. The post is about what happened, how my first weeks, in the new school, how I adjusted, the people I met, the things that happened. I talked about how I saw a familiar face that week. and she was from my former school was an all girls secondary school. So I saw her. I went over to where she was. We were not friends back then in the other school. We just see each other. It was a very big school with big population like that. So you just see a familiar face, a face you see all the time. You don't get to talk to the person anyway. So I saw her, and luckily she knew me, and we got talking, and I had to move to where her friends were staying. I think I shared the picture of the kind of desk we use. It's not like this locker room we use now. People these schools use now. The kind of lockers we have they are like reading tables. They come with chairs and they have openings on top. The openings, and it's deep, very deep enough to hold your books. So that the picture is on the post. So that's the kind of and you have to, sometimes the school provide for you if you don't have, and if you have your own, you can bring it. And when you leave school, you take it back. But if school provides for you, you pay for it. And when you leave school, sometimes
okay. So sorry to interrupt you, Chineri. Who is Mrs. MG? Because apparently she was one of the few women who helped shape the person you are today.
Yeah, she was my English language teacher. English language is not it's not the first language here. We had to learn it in school. So she was great. She really helped me a whole lot. She taught me a whole lot, and she is a very good woman. She helped me build my self-esteem there in school, not just on the subject now, but in life. You know, we became friends and we talked about life a whole lot. And yeah, she's a very good person. I met her in school.
I think a lot of us have teachers that we remember, and some of them we hate with a passion. Others we look back with real fondness because they really were great at teaching, and they helped change maybe something big in your life in some way. And it seems that this teacher did that for you, yeah?
Yeah, she did that. She's really, really good. She's a very good teacher.
Awesome. Okay. Any comments or questions for Chineri? And Chineri, is there anything you want to say lastly?
Well, what I wanted to say lastly is the final part of the post, there is where I said something about a teacher that used to say bad things to students. I don't know why teachers do that. Yeah, I want to say that I wasn't discouraged by it. I wasn't bullied by it. I didn't even think about it till years later when I wanted to write this. So I don't know why teachers do that, but what I want to say is no matter what anyone says to you, no matter what they say to you, if they tell you that you're not good enough, that you can't do things because they don't even know the kind of person you are, they don't come close enough to understand you, but they just say things because they can say it and they can get away with it. Don't think about it much. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's consistency and hard work pays at last. So that's what I want to say.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Some good positive words there. So thank you very much for that, Chineri. I'm going to put the link to your post up one more time. There it is, guys. Get voting on it. Thank you, Chineri, for that. Right. Okay. I am going to move on to Louis Fashav. Are you there? He is.
Yes, I am.
How are you?
I'm great. How you guys doing?
We're all good, thank you. Well, I am. I hope everybody else is. Tell us about your post.
This post I made just today, as you well know. Yesterday I was interviewed by Meno. Some of you guys know him. And hang on, is it?
Yeah, you're. I mean, we can hear you, Louis, but you are a bit low. If you can make it louder, that would please LCR.
I can for sure.
It's important that we do make sure that LCR is satisfied.
It is important. Can you guys hear me now?
Beautiful.
Awesome. So I wrote this post because yesterday I was interviewed by Menno and Crystal over at the PAL Network. And Menno has a radio show called Songwriters Shop Talk. And it's been a while since I've been away for a little while now, because when I came back from vacation, everything, my bands and all of that, I had to take care of, and so I've been away from Steam it a little bit, but he asked me to go on his show and be interviewed and share my music and all that, and so I shared my music, and I recalled a band that I used to have called Nimbo, and I shared that, and people listened, and a lot of people really enjoyed that. And so I decided to make a post with that song, and make write the lyrics and make the translation so people can enjoy it, hopefully.
Louis, I'm loving the rock with the is it a trumpet there or a saxophone?
It's a baritone saxophone. And it's a really weird combination of instruments.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, have you finished presenting? I was just going to talk, or are you still talking?
No, that's pretty much it. I wanted to share with as many people as can see this post, the show, because it was recorded yesterday, and Menno made a post about it, and so I'm sharing the link there, and also share that song, which I really love. I enjoy it immensely, and it's sort of some of what I've done before. I want to share it. That's pretty much it.
This is yeah, this is like, I don't know. Is that you on the mic there?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so this is it's a great video, by the way. I don't know what camera you're using, but it's really sharp. It's really nice, solid image, by the way. But this is, I don't know. I didn't kind of picture you in this sort of scene. Rock, saxophone, and I don't know. How would you describe it?
The band started thinking about Morphine. It's a band called Morphine, which has the same instruments. But what we did with the band was a little more like very heavy, a little heavier.
I actually thought when I first heard the first 10 seconds of this song, I thought, Louis, you'd gone like all heavy metal.
Oh, for sure. But what's funny is most people that know me on Steemit or here on Discord and on Whale Shares know my mellow side and have watched me playing guitar and all that. But really, I come from rock and metal.
You come from what metal?
From rock and metal.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
that's what
I can tell.
That's what I've done for most of my life. I've gotten into the mellower side of music pretty recently, which is funny.
So this was your band Nimbo, yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
And are you going to be doing more with them?
No, that band is gone. It doesn't exist anymore.
But you've reunited just for a one-off, was it?
We reunited. No, not really. We had been doing music for, I don't know, like 4 years, and that DVD, because that song that you guys are hearing, it's part of a live DVD we recorded. That was pretty much the last thing we did. We never.
Didn't you say you filmed this yesterday?
No, not yesterday. No. The one that I'm sharing there, that music is from a DVD that we recorded many years ago.
Oh, okay, all right.
But what I recorded yesterday was the interview with Menno in Songwriters Shop Talk.
Got it.
I did. Scotty is asking if I wrote this song. I did.
Maru wants to know, does Nimbo mean anything?
It does. Is sort of like a halo, and it's also as a way to say cloud also.
Oh, like Nimbo Cumulus.
Yes.
Nice, nice. It's funny you watching you do all this stuff. I think you
Do
should
the rock
reunite
thing?
more. I think you should do do a I don't know what they call it, reunite tour.
Maybe. I would actually enjoy it immensely because I really loved what we used to do. I would love it. And actually, a lot of people that heard this yesterday really enjoyed it. So, which really surprised me because I don't know, I wasn't expecting that reaction, but maybe I can get something going for Steam It. That would be really nice.
Are you still in contact with these guys?
Yeah. Actually, the bass player that you heard there is the charango player of one of my current bands.
Awesome. How many bands have you got, Louis?
Right now, I have 2. I have.
And how many bands have you been in your life?
In my life, whoa, about I don't know, like 7, 8. Yeah, maybe.
You need to settle on one to make you really famous.
maybe, but I have this thing that I really love some of the mellow music that I make with Olvide San Telmo, for instance, but I also really love rock, and I need that outlet. I need to make rock because that's what comes naturally out of me.
Well, then you need to get this band together again, or something to make sure you get those rock juices flowing more.
Yeah. I actually, the other band that I have is a rock band, and we're currently recording our first album.
Oh, excellent. Nice.
Yeah.
When's that due to be released?
I think it's going to be released on June. If everything goes according to plan, we're going to be releasing the new album on June. And
awesome.
It's going to be a pretty cool one because it's getting there.
Nice. Okay. Any comments? Other comments or questions for Louis Fischer?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
Louis Fischer. When are you going to? Do you remember one time during this curation lounge of FreedomExists, you posted a song that your voice was all the song was your voice, and you were recording it with sounds that you were making yourself. I mean, that you were making, and then you sing the song that you wrote. I really liked that style, man. When are you gonna bring something like that over here?
I'm actually working on a brand new one right now. I'm gonna try to finish it for next week, next week's open mic. I'm working on one right now.
Excellent, dude. Because man, that was awesome, man. You really have good talent for that shit.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Everybody, man.
I second that.
Talents.
Guys, could you please talk one at a time, please?
You try telling Savo that. Anyway, but no, Louis, I completely agree with what LCI just said. You know, your voice is absolutely amazing. We need to hear it again. You were going to try sorting something out, but you failed me again. But anyway, I'll leave it with you, and maybe we can hear your voice, your beautiful voice again.
I actually have. I got a brand new mixing desk, so I can mix everything together, and I can use one line to get it through you. As I'm using this single microphone, I can use that same line and mix everything on the desk and send it through the line. And I got it a week ago, but the band couldn't make it today. So
okay,
but I'm gonna make it work. I promise.
Awesome. Well, when you're ready, obviously DM me, and it'll be a nice treat. Look forward to it. But thank you very much for that, Louis.
Thank you so much for the opportunity and the patience.
No worries. Thank you for your patience as well. There we go. Get voting on it, guys. Great post. Okay, it is 2:30 here. We're half an hour over, but that's fine. But I'm going to just ask you guys who've already presented, go ahead, DM me your BitShares username. I need your BitShares username so I can get you all some well shares at the end of the show. So for those that have presented a post already, go ahead, DM me your BitShares username and I will get you all some well shares. Okay, I'm going to just try fitting in one more. Boy Robert, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hello, sir.
Let me get my post.
Sure.
I don't understand why this happens with SteemIt, but for some reason it's not generating a preview.
Yeah, we can see a preview. What do you mean?
Okay, well, on my screen, I'm only see the hyperlink to my SteemIt post. I don't actually see a picture of it.
Oh, I can. Can anybody else see a picture?
Yep.
Yeah, we can all see it.
Okay, perfect. So this is something I really excited to share with you guys. It's a movie that I made of a family vacation that we took in Prince Edward Island in Canada. I made this movie, I recorded it, produced it, edited it, added the soundtracks to it, and flying drones is something that I really love doing.
Yeah, I can see you do enjoy drones. I'm watching the video right now. It's drone footage, because it's so still and, well, it's not still, but it's smooth, but it's very slow. It has a kind of relaxing, calming effect, doesn't it?
Yeah, the beginning scene when you see the car, I'm actually driving the car while I'm filming myself driving the car with my drone. It's pretty crazy. It was a little bit hectic to try and pull that one off. The video is a little bit long. While we were there for about 7 days, I recorded a little bit each day. And throughout the movie, there's 3 sections of the movie that have 3 time lapses of the sun rising. It's very beautiful. And at the end of the movie, there's a scene where I do a flyby over, and there's a whole bunch of cranes that I didn't realize were there until I started editing the movie.
There's just something about I don't know, drone cameras, and as I say, it goes back to this. There's such little shake in the footage, and it's as though, even helicopters, before drones came about, as you'll know, I think, if you were going to film footage like this, you'd need a helicopter or something like that. But even then, you would know it's being filmed from a helicopter. But with this, it's like you're floating.
Yeah, you have to pick and choose your days too, right? When it's super windy outside, you do get some shake. I'm not sponsored by any companies yet, and so I do pick and choose, and I'm very cautious when I'm flying my drone.
But it's nice that you're bringing together, your footage with some music. You're almost building a narrative into it, aren't you?
Yeah, I wanted it to be. I know it's a bit cheesy though, but this was kind of like a family keepsake, and at the same time, kind of like a demo to provide the customers and clients to show them what I can do. And it was just a little bit of each day. I took the best clips that I could to produce this.
So in many ways, it's kind of showing off, like a portfolio.
Yeah, definitely. There's a couple of parts where I'm like chopping the scenes to match with the video and the music. And yeah, it's a lot of work. I really love it.
I've just come, I think it's just about 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the video. I've just come to that part, and I'm looking on the I'm looking at this amazing image and I've paused it, and it is crystal clear. Is that sunset? It looks absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Sorry?
I said thank you.
Okay, so I didn't hear you, but yeah, I mean, it's incredible. Can I ask you, the camera that is used, can you attach different cameras to this drone, or does it all come as one part?
This is a level, well, I wouldn't say it's level entry, but it's not a professional grade drone, but the camera is fixed on this particular model. It is 4K. The best frame rate, I think, is 30 frames per second. The best resolution you can get out of it is 4K. But when you see
this is what I'm glad you said that, because I was almost going to buy a camera recently and it was HD 4K, but I thought the only way you'll get the benefit from 4K is if you have, like, I don't know, 4K TV or something, or 4K, I don't know, receiver. But are you saying that's not so important?
Well, it definitely helps, right? You will see the quality in the TV screen, but even if you record in 4K and your TV's not 4K, you'll still see the image is super crisp.
Yeah, I mean, these are amazingly crisp images that I'm looking at the moment. And can I ask you, if you don't mind me asking, how much would that equipment cost me?
When I got my drone, it was about $2,000 Canadian. But the same drone now, you can get it for about $1,200. It's come down a lot in price.
That's not as bad as I thought, actually. Yeah, that has come down. I mean, it's amazing. Really is stunning stuff. Good stuff. Okay, any comments or questions for Boy Robert?
It would be cool to have a compilation of SteemIt artists played under a song like that.
There is a phenomenal unit that I had sent out to a few people, and I can't find the video. If I find it, can I drop it in the channel, Freedom?
Yeah, sure.
I'll keep looking. That way I don't have to panic. I'll find it.
Okay, but tell us a bit more. What is it you want to show, Boy Robert?
Pardon?
Bug, are you there?
Oh, yeah, you said Boy Robert. It's a drone that it folds up about the size of a hardback cover book, and the blades are completely enclosed. And you just open it up and you just hold it out in front of you, and you let it go. It'll start floating and follow you.
Ah, yes. Do you know what? I've looked into something like that, and you have to hold like a little, I can't remember what it's called now, device in your hand, and the camera will float around you or something. Is that the one you?
It may be like that. It may be a little different, but it came as a group of 5 super highly recommended Amazon products. So let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, I mean, Boy Robert may know what you're talking about, but I remember looking at this device, and it was amazing. It's almost like I don't know, I can't remember what it was, a remote device. You hold something in your hand, a receiver, and the drone will literally float around you as you walk along, or run, or cycle. Do you know what he's talking about, Boy Robert?
I remember seeing something like that. It's fairly new from Casey Neistat, and there was some pros and cons with that particular model. I'm not sure if we're talking about the same thing, where it did a superb job of following you and recording you, rotating around you, but that's all the camera did. It was like that drone was like a one-trick pony. But I think I believe the drone that Bug Eye's talking about is from DJI. They came out with a couple of new drones, and they're super tiny. You can fit them, like if you have like army cargo pants, you can fit it in the side pockets. Ridiculous.
Yeah, this one might be a little different. For it.
Yeah, if you find it, put it up, Bug. But okay, thanks for that, Boy Robert. Great post. Beautiful footage and scenes in that video. You should watch all of it. It's fantastic. Thank you for that. Right, okay, guys, that brings us to the end of the show. SteemPowerPics has put a little image, a little link there. I think that was what we were talking about. But yeah, that brings us to the end. Don't forget, those of you that haven't, make sure you DM me your BitShares username. I need that so I can get you all some well shares for those that have presented a post. I've got a few names, but I need some more. So make sure you DM me your BitShares username. And apologies for those that didn't get in. I am sorry. I've stayed on another 40 minutes to try and fit in as many as I could. But there we go. Thank you to everybody who came. It's been good to see you all. And thank you to everybody, especially to everybody who presented a post, seen some more fantastic content. And of course, I must thank Scuzzy. You know, the word bum fuzzle, I don't think I'll ever forget that. So I'm going to have to... yeah, bumfuzzle, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, say it again, bumfuzzle. It's a great word. Use it, introduce it into your language. I dare you, introduce it into your vocabulary. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, everybody. And thank you to my assistant host, Snecky. You did a great job. Until Sunday, I shall hope that you have a great few days. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.